Hello, this is Ben Television News Roundup, a compilation of major stories in the weekend. U.S. President Barack Obama has reiterated the success of his administration's economic policies and how they have improved the lives of an average American citizen. Given the State of the Union address at the U.S. Congress Wednesday, President Obama stated that the U.S. economy has grown at its fastest rate more than in the last 10 years.
We are 15 years into this new century. 15 years that dawned with terror touching our shores, that unfolded with a new generation fighting two long and costly wars, that saw a vicious recession spread across our nation and the world. It has been and still is a hard time for many. But tonight, we turn the page. Tonight, after a breakthrough year for America, our economy is growing and creating jobs at the fastest pace since 1999. Our unemployment rate is now lower than it was before the financial crisis. More of our kids are graduating than ever before. More of our people are insured than ever before. And we are as free from the grip of foreign oil as we've been in almost 30 years. Tonight, for the first time since 9/11, our combat mission in Afghanistan is over. Six years ago, nearly 180,000 American troops served in Iraq and Afghanistan. Today, fewer than 15,000 remain. And we salute the courage and sacrifice of every man and woman in this 9/11 generation who has served to keep us safe. We are humbled and grateful for your service. America, for all that we have endured, for all the grit and hard work required to come back, for all the tasks that lie ahead, know this: the shadow of crisis has passed, and the state of the union is strong. At this moment, with a growing economy, shrinking deficits, bustling industry, booming energy production, we have risen from recession freer to write our own future than any other nation on earth. It's now up to us to choose who we want to be over the next 15 years and for decades to come. Will we accept an economy where only a few of us do spectacularly well? Or will we commit ourselves to an economy that generates rising incomes and chances for everyone who makes the effort? Will we approach the world fearful and reactive, dragged into costly conflicts that strain our military and set back our standing? Or will we lead wisely, using all elements of our power to defeat new threats and protect our planet? Will we allow ourselves to be sorted into factions and turned against one another? or will we recapture the sense of common purpose that has always propelled America forward? In 2 weeks, I will send this Congress a budget filled with ideas that are practical, not partisan. And in the months ahead, I'll crisscross the country making a case for those ideas.
The president assured Americans that his policies will put money back in the pockets of working people, make college education more accessible to young Americans, and ensure health insurance is accessible by all Americans as well.
Today, we have new tools to stop taxpayer-funded bailouts and a new consumer watchdog to protect us from predatory lending and abusive credit card practices. And in the past year alone, about 10 million uninsured Americans finally gained the security of health coverage. At every step, we were told our goals were misguided or too ambitious, that we would crush jobs and explode deficits. Instead, we've seen the fastest economic growth in over a decade, our deficits cut by 2/3, a stock market that has doubled, and healthcare inflation at its lowest rate in 50 years. This is good news, people. So the verdict is clear. Middle-class economics works. Expanding opportunity works. And these policies will continue to work as long as politics don't get in the way. We can't slow down businesses or put our economy at risk with government shutdowns or fiscal showdowns. We can't put the security of families at risk by taking away their health insurance or unraveling the new rules on Wall Street or refighting past battles on immigration when we've got to fix a broken system. And if a bill comes to my desk that tries to do any of these things, I will veto it. It will have earned my veto.
President Obama used the State of the Union address to list his proposals and monetary requests for 2015, which he expected the Republicans-dominated Congress will legislate on by the year 2015. European Central Bank has announced it will begin sovereign bond purchases from March this year in order to pump about 60 billion euros a month into the Eurozone economy as the international business and political leaders meet at the World Economic Forum in Davos, Switzerland. The Davos annual meeting is being attended by over 40 heads of state and government with more than 2,500 leaders from business, entertainment and charity organizations who are poised to review global issues of concerns with focus on politics, economy and social matters.
Last year, we were quite full of optimism. Now we are meeting again, and it looks like as if the world would be at the crossroads. Two ways to go. The way of collaboration, the way of mutual respect, and on the other hand, the way of polarization, extremism. At the end, it's our choice. And here, I think this assembly is a great example for collaboration. Collaborations of all stakeholders of global society. I'm very pleased to welcome here officially the 1,500 business leaders, the 300 members of government, the heads of civil society, the young generation, the media leaders, our experts, a true representative reflection of global society. We are here committed to improving the state of the world, to look at all the issues under the theme, the new global context. I have to ask you for your understanding that our program is so complex. There are over 300 different sessions. But I think this meeting is different because it reflects all the challenges we have on the global agenda, and what we want to do is to deal with those challenges in a holistic way. I also would like to ask you, and you are doing it already, as I have seen today, to engage as much as possible. The forum has become the institution for public-private cooperation, and we are launching here during this meeting 10 different global public-private cooperation projects. But first, we have to restore trust in our world. Trust is probably the most precious good. Now, we have to show the world that we are trustworthy. And the best way to do it is to respond to the needs of those who have entrusted us with leadership responsibility. So we have a great obligation to look not only after our own interests, but as you are doing, to engage in manifold ways and to make sure that this meeting is at the beginning of a renaissance of trust in the world. Now, it gives me great pleasure to welcome you, Madam President. Madam President, I want to use this opportunity also to thank the Swiss Federal Council, the Swiss authorities, the Swiss people, but also the people and the authorities of Graubünden and of Davos for the great hospitality. Since 45 years,
in its 2015 Global Risk Report, the World Economic Forum highlighted geopolitical and societal risk, interstate conflict, and estimated that experts rated environmental risks more prominently than economic ones. The one-week non-governmental annual economic forum is expected to come out with resolutions on dealing with global issues. The threat against Israelis continue to grow as 13 Israelis suffer knife attacks with injuries in a bus in Tel Aviv Wednesday. A Palestinian man was arrested by the police after a stabbing rampage on a crowded bus during rush hour. The assailant was said to have attacked the bus driver and the passengers, leaving at least 12 people seriously injured during the rampage.
The Israeli National Police and its different special patrol units responded to a terrorist attack that took place in central Tel Aviv a while ago on the 40 bus. Altogether until now, 9 Israelis have been stabbed, 4 of them being in moderate to serious condition taken to nearby hospitals, and a further 5 injured lightly. The terrorist fled the area. Special patrol units chased the suspect. He was shot in his leg and is now in police custody.
From politics to economy, business, technology, the totality of what makes man is what we bring to you here on this Punch. We give you the information that you need, from business to economy to politics to technology. And that's all we do here on News Punch, from the beginning to the end. And that is why we are here. Keep watching News Punch from Ben Television. And today, I'll be your host. This is all we have for you on News Roundup this week. Thank you for being part of it. I'm Tunde Alabi, and see you again. Bye.